one of the interesting things at Playa Vista, and Allison will probably remember this conversation, but for us in the industry, one of our challenges is getting into what's not shown in data. And when we were designing Primera Tierra, I went to Allison, I was sitting with Randy Johnson, and I said, you know, we need to build higher bedroom counts, but the market here has changed. But if you looked at data, everything you were seeing was for sale was 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, because that's all there was. And the mentality was, no, we created this for these young professionals, and they don't get married and they don't have kids. And I was walking with Randy, and we went over to the coffee bean, and I said, what is that right there? He goes, what do you mean? I go, what do they call that? He goes, the dog? I go, no, that other thing that the dog's tied to. He goes, well, that's a stroller. And I go, is that for groceries? And Randy was like, okay. And I kind of coined with Randy. I said, it's Jurassic Park. It found a way. And so today, when you go through Playa Vista, you see more dogs and you see more kids than anything in a veteran community that initially was designed for young professionals that I guess would never meet each other.
Yeah, Tom, when you were talking about technology, it's one thing that I think is really important, and we were talking about it on the apartment side, but even in the condominium side, because technology changes so rapidly that the last thing you want to do is have some technology in a building that becomes outdated before you've sold it. And I heard a great quote from Stuart Brand, who is the editor of Whole Earth Catalog, and he said, as new technology rolls you over, if you're not a part of the steamroller, you're going to be a part of the road. So I think it's important that you keep up with technology.
And this is always what's fun for me. What do people like most about Playa Vista? I feel this, they like everything. they love the home, they love the location, they love their fellow neighbors, they love the events, and they love the ability to walk everywhere, and the parks. And we see that consistently, that it's the great mix. You get everything you need. I sometimes think of, you know, the suburbs, and you come home at night and you pull into your garage and you're like, oh, I had a long week, I'm home, I don't want to leave here for the next 2 days. What's great about Playa Vista is when you pull into your garage, you feel the same way, but you get to partake of all these fun things without leaving the community. You get to go shopping, you get to, and within a year and a half, you'll get to go to the movies, you'll get to go to more boutiques, you get to go to the parks, you get to run into play dates and people to hang out with. You don't have to overschedule yourself. And I think that's the beauty. It feels like it's at your home. You don't have to go out for your plans.
And to Camden, and one of the things that I should just say as a preface to this is that these concepts were originally developed by Barry Burkus. It was his brainchild to create these stacked flat buildings. And this first one, the one that Brookfield's building, actually was designed as a triplex, but we decided for planning reasons and economic reasons and the fact that it's the smaller of the two programs to create a sixplex out of it.
This concept of a triplex or a sixplex is really exciting because most residents of Playa Vista are living in a single level or two-story condominium with subterranean parking and no real storage opportunities. So here was this concept of a sixplex with on the ground level or grade level 6 private garages on the base, and then your next floor above the garage has a flat, and then another flat, and another flat, and another flat, and another flat. So you get 6 single-level flats or condos in that experience. So very intimate, nice feel. And then you've got your private garages with some storage space below. Do you say private garage to someone at Playa Vista and they tell me more, tell me more?
And this is the land plan that we have, and one of the things that I should say, well, one of the other reasons why we decided to go to the sixplex is because your square footage was smaller than the one that Tom's group's building, and what we found is when we did that triplex, it actually got to be a fairly small footprint, and it was 4 levels tall, and it was kind of awkward shape getting that tall, so the sixplex lent itself to better architecture.
And you also get, what's great about these, and Tom's is even better when he talks about his 4 sides of light. In a condo, you often only get one side of light out your back slider, or maybe you have a second side of light, you have a front window by your front door. The Camden neighborhood, the sixplexes, you will able to have 3 sides of light.